Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. My name is Teacher David Adam, and today we are talking about time. About time. And I'm blurring out. I wonder what time is, because obviously time is like the devil. It's like time is the cause of all my problems. You know, getting the kid to school in the morning. Wake up, let's go, we haven't got time. I haven't got time. The time is the pressure that makes me, feel uncomfortable about life. This perception that I have to have everything now, or people's impatience is a large part of their problems, isn't it? Not being able just to wait for things or just let things happen in time. Everybody wants it now. Anyway, what shape is time? Time could be a line. Most people have that kind of perception of time. There's the past and the future, and that's it. And I'm glad I got past that part and finished that. I don't need to worry about that anymore. Things in the past, don't worry about them. Just focus on the future. Don't worry about the past. But when you go into science and they say the Big Bang and well, what was before that? What's before that? It can't be, can it? It can't be a line. It must be some other shape. So then you go into like a spiral. Okay, yeah, my life is a spiral. Every day I wake up, get dressed, have a wash, go to work, wake up, get dressed, go to work. It's a bit different, but it's still a spiral, yeah? But a spiral is still just a line. If you look really close at a spiral, it's going to be a straight line. That doesn't work because there has to be a beginning and an end, and there is no beginning or end, is there? So the next stage would be as time is a circle. But people don't want to accept that, because if time is a circle, then this is a circle. I've been here before, I've talked to you before, it's all happened before. I'm going into the past, I'm coming from the future, all that sort of weird nonsense that you end up talking about. But if you can accept it, then it opens up lots of ideas about thinking about when you meet somebody or talk to somebody or do any action. You've done it before, a million times before, infinite before. This has been here infinite for, once you talk about time like a circle, it loses that kind of idea of it being there's like a past or a future. Just is. I take it a step further and say time is literally the infinity symbol. It loops and there must be a center point where things reflect and balance, and then the other side of that arc is going to be a reflection of the previous side. So whether you're conscious of it or not, I imagine there would be like a backwards future. Like we reach a point and then it just plays backwards, like literally backwards. I'd be doing everything backwards. Everything would be backwards. But because everything's backwards, it would still make sense, because it'd just be physics would be backwards. It still makes sense. Everybody would still be like, your brain would still be telling the story about the world and life and your experiences, and still telling you everything's normal, because everything would be going backwards. You probably wouldn't even know. You'd be the same as we are now, just this kind of small-minded perception of time. Oh, it's just a straight line, started and finished, yeah? If you were born just before that center point, you could actually experience some weird, like you born, grow, the twist occurs in the center, time reverses, you go back through your life backwards, you become younger, and then you're reborn at the end of your life. You wouldn't die, you would go from birth to rebirth. It's a fun thing to imagine. I think it probably explains a lot of these ancient cultures where they're burying people with grave goods, because somebody actually experienced that time twist, and then they realize, hang on a minute, we need to give people their stuff, so when they come back, when the time twists and they start at death, and that's actually the beginning of life in the backwards universe. Or like the Egyptians, when they're pulling out everybody's organs, they're not pulling out people's organs, they're putting them back in again in the reverse time shifted world. Or the the Aztec heart sacrifices. You know, you think it's so terrible going up a pyramid and pulling people's hearts out and sacrificing them to the sun. But in the reverse world, they're actually taking a heart and they're putting it into somebody's body, and then that's the beginning of their life. It's all in reverse. If you can imagine that kind of life, that kind of situation, it's going to make you think twice about winning the lottery. Oh, I won the lottery. I got all the money straight away. Yes, bam, happy. But in the reverse twist, you're actually going to go the opposite way. You're going to have all the money, and then you're going to go, boom, back to whatever unhappy situation you were in. So it seems to me like the best kind of way to live. If you were, like, I don't know if it's right or not, I don't know if it's true or not, but just imagining this kind of twisted time infinity symbol situation gives me the perception that gradual change is best, manageable changes. Don't wish for rapid, fast things, because it will come and go just as quickly as, you know what I'm saying. So if I was going to imagine time as an infinity symbol and space and time, interchangeable, whatever, I don't know, I would say, okay, well, how do I embody that? How do I experience that feeling in my body? What is that? How do I, because if it is that, then this is that as well, as above, so below. So it must be part of me. So I was just thinking, you know what, got it. Doing yoga or meditating or whatever you're doing, neural linguistic programming, when they do like that, they cross over their things and stuff like that, all that sort of stuff. You take your right hand and grab your left foot, take your left hand and grab your right foot. When you do that, that actually embodies the infinity symbol going through your body. I actually searched this morning for it because I figured it must be some kind of yoga. I found it. It was called cow head pose. You don't have to do it exactly like cow head pose, but as long as you can grab your feet with your hands, cross your legs, grab your feet, but don't let them touch anything, so keep that cycle. I think that also will train your hemispheres to be more working together. How do we say that? Working together. And that might be all as well, like this infinity symbol of time. When you go through the reverse time, your conscious might become your subconscious might become your conscious. But the goal could be to be just awake, so that when you do go through the reverse time, you've lived a good enough life that when you go back through it all, it's fine. Yeah. If you've not lived a good enough life, when you go back through it all, you're going to feel it and it's going to be bad. And hopefully you remember. It could just be a training thing for our consciousnesses. I don't know. If everything is a circle or infinity symbol, it's a cycle. There's no escaping it. There's no changing it. Nothing changes. You've been here before. I've been here before. We've talked before. It's all happened before. All we can do is change our perception of it, which is important because it's perfect. That's probably the reality of it all. It's perfect. But most of us won't accept that. Most of us will think there's something wrong all the time, always thinking this wrong thing. And on the other side, if you have negative feelings here, on the other side, in the reflection side, you might feel good. So yeah, that's great. If you want to live like that, up and down, up and down, up and down, that's great. But I feel like just imagining that kind of makeup of reality, whether it's true or not, I can't prove it or anything. What they called spinners. My friend sent me some physics. Spinners, something like that shape, I think. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But just holding that perception will put you into the world, and you walk around outside, and it's a morality derived from geometry. You don't have to think of a reason to be good or anything other than if I'm a dick, then it's going to come back to me because that's the shape of it. You think you live in your linear universe and just be dicks to people and don't worry about it, get over it and live how you want to live. It's no problem. Yeah. But I just think it's interesting. I've come up with a morality, geometry of morality, symmetry, reflection, cycles, circles. You have a good day. I'll see you later. Thank you very much. Bye bye.